Hi, welcome to the Inner Awakening Q&A. My name is Yuvi. I'm here with Alif, and we are going to go through 3 questions about inner awakening. Alif, would you like to say anything?
Thank you so much, Yui. Thank you so much for being who you are, and thank you so much for having the willingness and presence to bring out such beautiful questions for me personally on this journey. Um, I truly feel that the questions that you are putting forth for the people, these are questions who have already choose to walk this path of presence and wakefulness to transform and transcend their life from the state of being just the materialistic animal instinct to a higher self of embracing their purpose of life for which they have been born and brought onto the planet by their creator. So your question is uh, uh, of a different level, um, which I would which I would like to address and acknowledge. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. That was very nice. So the first question is, can someone go through the stages of awakening and then revert backwards to being asleep, and then kind of explain a little bit about your answer?
Hmm. Can someone walk through the paths of awakening, stages of awakening, and then revert back to sleep?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sadly, and obviously, yes. It is true.
Okay. And so how can someone who is awakened still live their everyday life after the process?
Well, for that, a person who is awake do not have to be bothered or worried of how. That's the first thing, because the idea of awakening or the idea of waking up from the matrix, the idea of waking up from the sleep is totally different from what the mind is projecting. During the preparation of someone's spiritual journey, there is a path, there is a practice, there is a set of practices, there is a set of knowledge, there must be guidance, and there must be proper commitment towards the path and process. And the reverting back or falling away from the path back to sleep happens only because of the lack of commitment, fear, misunderstanding, misinterpretations happen in comparison to the life of people who are sleeping. I'm not discriminating here anyone, but the path that somebody has chosen, they do not know the value of it. and so far they do not know what they have chosen. When they look around on a physical level, on an emotional level, the lower frequency emotions, the lower frequency um, entertaining atmosphere around them would pull them so much to that direction, without a doubt. And helplessly, they will just be not able to see what's truly happening. This path is full of tests, and people do not want it to be tested, because when you are about to be given those secrets of life, you know, because you're choosing the path not just physically, but you're choosing a path on a cosmic realm. It's not the material earthly reality, but it's the reality of an absolute oneness, of which that you are on here and over everywhere. And for that, there is a very strong preparation. If somebody wants to live a life, eat, get married, have kids, or even if somebody wants to just travel around, move around, eat what they like to eat, look around, just get lost there, the beauty is so deceptive. The stories are so deceptive. Unless otherwise, we have not opened the eyes, ears, insight from the heart, and unless the person who have chosen to walk that path of wakefulness does not stay committed to their soul, they will revert back and they will fall back. Because that's also just a curiosity, you know, it's a curiosity that just drive them to feed their ego. And once they realize that the work is serious rather than just being in in the sleep, for them sleep is very comfortable. For them to choose the path of wakefulness is hard because that's not their habit. The habit's been always to sleep. So
So,
yeah,
what can someone expect when committing to the process then? What does that look like?
if someone is committing to the work, what we need to understand is they need to commit to themselves first, and to make sure that that commitment is a lifetime commitment. One commitment for a couple of weeks, if they cannot make it for themselves, if they cannot commit themselves out of 70 to 80 years of a lifetime of a human being, and in infinite lifetimes they have came over the planet and left out in the cycle of life. If they cannot commit for a couple of weeks for themselves, I would say don't commit. But if they commit, I make sure that they will experience life in its full expansion. They will experience the absolute purpose of who they are. I will I will be able to assure that they are capable of understanding what life is, why they are here, why they are walking on this planet at this point of time, from where they come and where they go? These are the questions of any human being. An animal doesn't ask this question, where do I come from, where do I go back? There is one difference between any other creature on the planet and to be human. And we just want to be other creatures. We just want to roam around, walk around, eat what they eat. Just that we are a bit more civilized. So we eat, sit, we use a knife and fork, but the process is the same: sleep, eat. But the idea is this: if they are truly wanting to experience the full expansion of life, committing themselves for a couple of weeks, they will, without a doubt. That's my job. That's my commitment to the ones who commit to me. But their commitment is to make sure that they do what they are told to do. Because if you are going to drive a car, you need to go to a driving school and you need to learn. You know, the driver sit with you, the teacher sits with you for a period of time. They will tell you, don't turn here and don't turn there. There is a rule. You have to follow the signal. When it is red, you have to stop. Red means don't cross. You have to stop now. But when we say red, that doesn't mean that we are taking away their freedom. So there is a lot of things that's happening. Like there should be a commitment to discipline.
Oh, someone said, chill lover, what is the subject for the live stream?
The subject for the live stream, Chill Hour, is that if someone can wake up from the sleep of their matrix, and if they can, will they fall back to sleep somehow, eventually? That's the question that you asked me. We have been discussing on this. So yes, waking up is very much possible, and falling back is also very much possible. I feel like that's one question that we need to address in a more deeper way, because it has multi-dimensional possibilities and multi realities happening in it. Because on one perspective of waking up is to wake up to your soul and wake up to your heart from the level of your mind, because the matrix can only happen on the mind, and it starts with you're welcome, Shila. So it can only happen in the level of the mind, human mind. So on the level of human mind, what happens is thoughts, emotions, feelings, they will be continuously manipulated, and there will be a high level of confusion happening, because we are waking up to something totally new from what we have been experiencing. Mm.
So, can you tell the difference between people who are actually awakened and those who pretend to be?
Uh, yes, yes, Yuvi. The people who are really awake will be hated so much, and they will be the very minor group. There will be very few, very minor, the minority community that work as hidden undercover groups. They are the actual protectors of consciousness. And everything that we see, oh this that, oh wake up call, uh, this is something totally different. This is the game of the most complicated source of matrix. Let's call it antichrist or whatever. But um, more than a religion, it's a concept of, in some religion it's called Dajjal, in some religion it's called Antichrist. It's magic, with technology, with spirits, with entities, in whichever way human energies can be manipulated in multiple ways. From being focused onto the source which created and generated your energies in such a way that you and me sit here and smile and enjoy this moment and have a cup of coffee. Mm. But we need to understand that the point is those who are truly awake, they are very less that we can count them on the fingers. And everyone who claims to be awakened are no. That's another matrix. That's another matrix. Even waking up is another matrix within the matrix. Because those who are coming out of the matrix from other levels of matrix, other levels of sleep, other levels of delusions and illusions, that's another trap for them to be pulled into this direction of sleep, which is waking up. And that's the difference. The difference is that when you see them, you know that they are awake. And a
So,
sleeping person can never, I'm sorry, I need to just put this together. And a sleeping person can only experience that. A sleeping person can experience something totally different in their presence, and they can be even scared of their presence because that's new for them. And the frequencies that has been keeping them in the sleep, it's not the being, it's not the human that's scared or confused, or the being. So the frequencies within that being who is witnessing an awakened being will freak out because of the spiritual conflict happening. Because to wake up is to wake up to those realm of higher frequencies, and to sleep is to be with the dimension of lower frequencies, where the worship, where the soul and heart is enslaved by the force and desires, and by the programs and constructs of the mind to be worshipping the lower frequency beings and entities, where they will be scared to meet these people. It's a very simple and normal happening. Just please go forward.
I was going to say, when you say beings, do you mean like human beings? Are the humans the only ones sleeping, or?
No, not just human beings. Yes, human beings are a very important factor on the physical realm when it is coming to the physicality of seeing and experiencing it by tangibility, vision, motion, you know, m- to move and to do something on a physical level. Human beings are a very big possibility. So whatever that is unhuman or non-human, we can't say unhuman. Let's say uh, that beings which are, yeah, there are also unhuman and non-human and creatures that we can go into deeper. Someone calls them demons, someone calls them negative energies, someone calls them ghosts or something, whatever. So in Sanskrit, bhut means past. Bhut, Vartaman means talk, which is present, and Bhavishya means future. So Bhut is past, and Bhut is also called ghost. So what is that is not here in this moment is everything considered to be as ghost. So when you are totally here, there is no Bhut, hence there are no ghosts. So what I'm trying to say is it's a very easy reference to share with you and to the people who are watching us, that it's not just human. When I say this might sound superficial, and it is supposed to be sounding superficial. because it's superficial. It is superficial, but so real that the moment we are not present with ourselves, everything that wants to take over human realm and everything that is putting you into sleep is, of course, it's one is your own choice of not waking up. The moment you choose to wake up and stay committed to that, the first thing you do is you accept that you are asleep. And the second thing is the fear of change, the lack of trust, because nobody knows that there is a world beyond this, because they are happy with this. They don't want to go beyond this because this is all what they know, you know. So whatever that is blocking us from moving beyond this realm, they are not just humans. They are multi-dimensional beings of different frequencies, different energies, different energy beings. And for this to be understood, we need to master the dimension of our mind, our physical body, discipline them, and then train our energy body and to raise our spiritual body to that extent where our mind and body is kept in such a present way where our energy bodies and spiritual bodies are not attacked. Now, whatever we are experiencing, the sleep paralysis, the rashes on the body, the fear, the confusion, the lack of trust, uh, and whom do you not trust? It's very important. Somebody who is trying to speak the truth will never be trusted. And this is not now, it's been ever in the history of humanity happening. Look back, ever in the history of humanity, anybody who was talking the truth was never trusted. He was either beaten. Look at Jesus Christ. He was crucified because he was talking the truth. That's the biggest example we can take.
So, what are some examples of the traps and tricks that can be played to keep us from awakening?
All right. The traps and tricks. Let's go like this: depression, sadness, confusion, fear, comparison of our life with others, continuous judgmental mentality, separation from our dear ones. It could be from the family, it could be from our mother, it could be from somebody who loves you so much. What they do is basically they try to divide you first, and they try to manipulate you, they try to break you, and they try to separate you, and they try to take you away from the space where you are totally being protected to a totally vulgar and unsafe location where you can be put back into sleep again. The most important thing that we need to understand is once we are awake, it's like climbing a mountain. Now, when we are awake, you have climbed a mountain to a certain height than where you were before. Now, when you fell down, you're gonna break your back because you are falling down from a certain height. You understand?
Yeah.
So when this fall happen, we need to understand that whenever we fall deep down into, it's like falling down into the quicksand. We fall down, and when we fall down, we will start panicking, and again, then that panic will be retraced by other frequency beings who comes through human beings. These beings, yes, they do exist individually as energies and everything, but every human being, 99% of the human beings who are sleeping, they are being controlled and manipulated and run by the network of these frequencies, which means they are not fully human at all. This is true. I'm so sorry to say this. At the same time, not at the time I'm not sorry, because it's so true. It's so
So how
true
can
that
you tell that I'm a human?
I cannot say that. You can say it. Because the moment you are totally fully with you, the moment you are fully with you, you don't have a space left in you where something else can enter. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So when you fill yourself completely with your presence, when the room is filled with love and light, with your presence and absolute consciousness of who you are, then then there is no space for anything else to be taking over. Then I can tell you, Yuvi, that you are fully human. If you are fully present with yourself. I'm not judging on anyone, I'm no one to judge, but I have my own ways in understanding how present a human being is. I have my own methods and ways, because when I work with people, I need to understand there is a meta board. Yes, this guy is this much, she is this much, and this is not judging. It's like when you go to a doctor, the doctor does use thermometers to see how much is your temperature. It's the same way. It's the same thing. Hmm.
Okay. Wow. Now I feel weird.
Well, the idea is to stay fully committed. Commitment, when we are committed, the commitment is not happening with someone else. The commitment is happening with you, yourself. Yes, you can try it out yourself. You can sign into my platform, Inner Awakening, the School of Self Elevational Transformation,
Okay.
and experience it yourself. You're welcome to join, and you can invite whoever whom you feel that they have the call to truly wake up from this sleep, not out of just the passion of awakening. I'm not providing anything that excites the sleeping matrix. The programs are very clearly structured and designed in a certain way that works completely to the best possibility that it can do in the process. But at the same time, to go through such a practice and process with commitment, we need to have this choice within ourselves, which is very important. If somebody wants something else, whatever something else is just sleeping. There is only two state of living: waking up and sleeping. Waking up is a commitment. Waking up is a totally different way of being totally present. And if the people want some other way, this is not the way.
Thank you for the
You're welcome.
insight.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions?
Not that are coming to me at the moment.
Mhm. All right. So it's been now 30 minutes. All right. And thank you so much, Yuvelka, for supporting us, being behind the screen and doing all the things that you are doing. Um, and do you have any questions as a facilitator, or something that you would want to say to people, or something?
I actually do have a question. Is meditation safe? And well, two parts. Is meditation safe? And what are self-protection practices we can use? Or is prayer all that we need?
Uh, Meditation The way we know meditation, we need to be very clear about that. First of all, meditation is a state of contemplation. We say meditation is just being nothing, fully empty of this and that, and seeing something and this light entering this, and we see a light opening. All these lights are just TV images coming from different memories that's in our system. Meditating is contemplating with your evil self and with your godly self, with your higher self. It is our act of mastering what is pure in you and what is impure in you. And for that, meditation I call is a pure state of witnessing everything, including your physical, mental, emotional, psychological, energy, fluctuations, movements, motions, everything that's happening within, outside, around, because what is inside is outside and around is happening. It's all one within yourself, that whatever happens. So, the most important thing about meditation is this: people are so excited to go to the peak of a mountain and sit and meditate, but they do not know the dimension of energies. So, it's very important that whoever is meditating needs to ensure that they are in a very safe or safer place, where once they start meditating and start feeling a state where they are in a state of uh, delicate, it's a delicate state where you are experiencing a state in which who you are, what your mind is, what your energy body is, what your crystal metaphysical body, what your soul, and what your higher self in different realms are all distinctively projected out as, for example, it's like the holograms. All these are distinctively projected out. It depends upon how much you know the work. Because it's not a work from a book. The book is this. If this book is open to you, you know how to do this work. So the first work is to open the heart, and that's the meditation. And when you open the heart, we need to make sure that there is nothing that's gonna take over your heart or your soul. So for meditation, Yuvalka, this question is very important for people who are so excited about meditation. It's very important for them to make sure that there is a very protected environment. And how can we how can we ensure the safety and protection? The truth is there is only one way. Seek help in the right way from the right source, which is the one source, only one source, one path, and one power that can protect everything, and that is which has created everything, including you and me. So to seek help from it, how do we seek help from it? Because the creator doesn't talk to you like, I am going to protect you. No, it's a very subtle, sublime, and the microscopic communication happening. And for that to be perceived, we need to be present in that level of awareness. And the whole work is to be so much meditative every time that when we talk, when we sit, when we eat, even when we take shower. And also there are certain practices, there are certain teachings, there are certain chantings, just like the one that which we use before we enter into the sessions. I follow a very specific and distinct method and path, which is absolutely real and truly working for everyone. And this is one for all humanity. Why? Because truth is only one, and it is kept protected. So somebody who does not have the capacity to trust and believe in their heart, someone who does not have the capacity to believe in the truth, even these secrets are protected from them as well. So yes, meditation is true. Meditation is a possibility, but it's not the ultimate. It's just the starting. But in many of the practices and many of the schools of spiritual teachings, meditation is the ultimate goal. But that's the basic contemplation stage. The practices are much, much colder high. And the most important thing, again, I repeat, because it's very important that to be meditating in a very protected environment is very important. Because while meditating, it won't be you who is meditating, it will be something else meditating through you. And once the time you wake up, you won't be yourself anymore. You will feel, wow, I'm so full of light and everything initially, but eventually you will understand that it's not you, because the moment you have separated your energies, your mind and your body into a certain distance, you are bringing gaps in between all of them. So to have a safer space with practices, with high frequency positive light energies, and proper protection, chantings and proper protection from the right path and right methods are very important. Even because the protection mantras and protection practices that these days are using are so corrupted that they are themselves the invitation that we are sending for dark energies to come to us. And that's the trick and traps that's happening these days. Yeah, please you welcome. Sorry that I explained a lot because I felt it's very important.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your time as well. Very much welcome. Hmm.
And I suppose we will see you on the next Q&A and soon to come every Tuesday, Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, where we can have more open discussions, hopefully invite some more people in.
Of course, sure. We can have a session for Q&A, and we can also take topics from people if they would like to know about something specific on the physical level, emotional level, psychological level. They want to know the methods to heal something emotionally through practices. If they have energy attacks, any kind of metaphysical activities, or whichever, whatever they need help to help themselves to elevate to another level, we are very happy to be in service. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your facilitation, Yuelka. We are very grateful. We are very much grateful for your presence and time. You guys are having a late night time wherever you are. Thank you so much for taking out this time and energy.
Of course.
And it's okay to be awake when the whole world is sleeping and to do something like this.
Wow, I like